And
My
finally,
pleasure. Ooh,
finally,
this
our
is new.
segment called Being Human.
Mm.
In this segment, I'm going to give you my Being Human survey. And so,
Ooh.
which consists of about 15 questions. And it's all about metaphysical, what it means to be a human being, what it means to be a person in the world today. First question, Megan, what don't you understand about people?
Hmm. I guess I don't understand fully what it would be to be inside of anyone else's head. I think that we can step into our own experience and we can reflect on ourselves, but I think there's always going to be a limit to how much we can understand other people.
How in control are you of your own life or in your own life on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm going to go 7.5. I think I have full control over the decisions that have been made available to me. So I think you can choose from the menu, but you can't choose what's on the menu.
Interesting. Do you
Mhm.
trust yourself?
Yes, most of the time. I trust that I trust myself most of the time.
Why are so many people their own worst enemy? They're standing in their own way.
I think everybody is telling them to be their own worst enemy. I think that we've been conditioned oftentimes to second guess ourselves or to look down on ourselves. And so I think that it's important to see people learning to be friends with themselves again.
Back to that idea of being your own best friend. Like whenever I
Exactly.
see somebody who's down on themselves, like one of my students, I always say, would you want your best friend to act like that?
Yeah,
Give yourself the same advice and follow the advice the way you would want your best friend to follow it.
exactly.
Um, what gives you hope about the future, your future or the future of the world?
Hmm. Kids, I think teaching kids always gives a lot of hope. And I think just the understanding that people have been making it through things for a very long time, and probably every generation feels like it's the end of the world. And so, if we're just
And
another
certainly every
generation, we won't
generation
be
has to face an uncertain
like a
future,
big
that,
challenge. Yeah.
right? And that's never been any
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
What needs to happen, or what's one thing that needs to happen in order for the world to be a better place?
Hmm. I think that people need to empathize with each other more. And again, like I said before, I think there are limits to that, but I think that we should try to find those limits. I think we should empathize as much as possible.
What can you do to make your life more meaningful?
Hmm. I think to slow down a little bit and not to get too caught up in the little day-to-day tasks, but to try to look at the bigger picture more of the time.
Do you believe in karma, or that you are kind of your life is a reaction to karma, or you're paying off some kind of karma in this lifetime?
No, no, I don't think so. I think that oftentimes people have to deal with the consequences of previous lives, but not their own previous lives. I think that people are dealing with the consequences of decisions that people made generations ago. And so maybe we're
Do you
living
believe
someone
in the
else's
idea
karma.
of paying for your parents' sins?
Um, no, but I think oftentimes your parents' sins can benefit you. And so if you are still actively benefiting from wrongs that have been done on your behalf, then I do think you should have to pay for that.
Okay, this next question is a legacy question. So, how do you want to be remembered after you're gone?
Hmm. Um, that's a good one. Maybe as someone fun. I hope to be remembered as a person who people had meaningful relationships with.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
I would say take it easy, don't stress too much because I think that things work out for a reason and will work out whether you're worrying about them or not.
Okay, and two more
Hmm.
questions. We'll
Okay.
start off with a nice light one. What happens to us when we die?
I don't know. I have
I
truly
know, but what's
I
your
really
theory? I
don't
mean,
know.
nobody knows, but you know,
I hope
how do
I'm
you see it?
wrong,
How
but
do
I
you
think
conceive of it?
nothing. Um, Again, I'm very, very willing and hopeful that I will be proven wrong, but right now I would say nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Yes.
A definitive nothing. Like, and what, who has been someone that has been a huge inspiration in your life and why?
Hmm, that's a good question. I would say my family. I think that they have been incredibly loving and have taught me everything I know about being a good person.
Well, Megan, I want to thank you very much for joining me today on the second episode of Debating is for Life. You've been a wonderful guest, and I hope that you'll consider joining me again sometime in the future.